Hello, good afternoon, all my dear friends. Today we start next oxidation reaction, that is Isner-Moffat oxidation reactions, in which again primary alcohol oxidized to aldehyde and secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone. So let's see the reactions. Now these aldehyde formation take place from the primary alcohol and ketone formation take place from the secondary alcohol by using DCC and DMSO as a oxidizing agent. So Isner-Moffat oxidation is DCC and DMSO in presence of trifluoroacetic acid and pyridine. Yeah, in acidic conditions the oxidation of alcohol takes place to form the carbonyl compounds. Let's see the structure of DCC. DCC is dicyclohexyl carbodiimide. So dicyclohexyl carbodiimide is called DCC. Now it is the cyclohexyl ring present on nitrogen, here also nitrogen, therefore it is N dash, because these are the two different nitrogen, therefore N dash. Dicyclohexyl carbodiimide is the name of this compound, and selectively it oxidizes primary and secondary alcohol by using DCC, DMSO in trifluoroacetic acid and pyridine. It gives carbonyl compounds. Carbonyl compounds, that is aldehyde and ketone is formed respectively from corresponding primary and secondary alcohol. So let's see the example. But after the oxidation there is a formation of dicyclohexyl urea, and that dicyclohexyl urea formed is difficult to remove from the product, and therefore instead of this DCC mostly used EDC. Instead of DCC, because after the oxidation the side product formed is dicyclohexyl NHCO NH, this dicyclohexyl urea, and this dicyclohexyl urea is difficult to remove from the product, and therefore instead of DCC we can use EDC, that is 1-ethyl 3,3-dimethylpropyl carbodiimide hydrochloride. Carbodiimide hydrochloride. So this reagent, or instead of DCC, EDC are used. So ethyl and methyl hydrochloride plus and Cl minus. Yeah, we write as a HCl. So this is the structure of ADC. So instead of DCC we can use ADC, and therefore this ADC are easy to remove from the oxidized product, that is from aldehydes and ketones. Okay, let's see the mechanism or and reactions of this reaction. So let's see the simple example. RCOH HR dash by using DCC DMSO phosphoric acid H3PO4, it gives RC double bond O R dash. Now let's see the mechanism of this reaction. Mechanism for these reactions. Now dimethyl sulfoxide CH3S plus O minus CH3. The oxygen negatively charged of sulfoxide attack on carbon of carbonyl imide. There is N minus, and this N minus takes the proton, so we can directly write as the N minus take the proton, the protonation on nitrogen nucleus. This proton from the acid, phosphoric acid, so that there is CH3S plus O CH3 C double bond N cyclohexene. Now here is NH cyclohexene. Then the alcohol, secondary alcohol, primary alcohol from the oxygen RCOH, the lone pair from the alcohol attack on sulfur. Then there is formation of C double bond O N minus, and again this N minus takes the proton from the H plus, that means from the acidic conditions, so that there is formation of NHCO dicyclohexylurea plus the alcohol attack on sulfur of DMSO RCOHS CH3 plus here is CHR dash. Then from the phosphoric acids proton is removed, therefore there is formation of O minus PO3 H2. This O minus takes the proton and the lone pair of oxygen is retained. Now there is formation of RCH R dash OS plus CH3 CH3. Then again this phosphate ion takes the proton from this carbon H2 PO minus takes the proton. Then this bond is shifting here, formation of C double bond O. Now the lone pair on sulfur is retained to form the dimethyl sulfide CH3S CH3 plus R C double bond O R dash and plus phosphoric acid is retained H3PO, so that there is formation of carbonyl compound. If we take the primary alcohol, then there is formation of aldehyde tables. So this is the mechanism for the Pfitzner-Moffat oxidation reactions. Now let's see more example of these oxidation reactions. So this mechanism occurs in case of acidic conditions. Now in absence of acidic condition, we also see the mechanism of these reactions. So let's see with the help of example. Now if there is no acid, then here is N minus Now this N minus, so let's see the mechanism in absence of acidic conditions. In absence of acidic conditions, what happened? So this oxide of DMSO attack on carbon, there is N minus CH3S plus O CH2H. Now here C double bond N cyclohexylene, there is N minus, again there is a cyclohexylene. Now this N minus takes the proton from this, then there is a CH2 minus. Or instead of that, we can write as CH3. This N minus takes the proton from alcohol R CHOH R dash. Then there is O minus, and this O minus attack on sulfur. So there is formation of CH3 S plus CH3O. Now this is formation of C double bond. Again there is N minus. Now here is oxygen, then there is CH R dash R plus dicyclohexyl urea, then there is a negative charge on nitrogen. That nitrogen takes the proton from this carbon, so N minus cyclohexylene C double bond O and H cyclohexyl. This N minus takes the proton, there is formation of CH2. Then the dicyclohexyl urea is removed and H C double bond O and H. This dicyclohexyl urea is removed, then there is formation of CH2 minus plus CH3S plus O CH2 minus O CH R dash R. Now this CH2 minus takes the proton, this sitting here, and there is lone pair is written of the sulfur to form the CH3S CH3 plus RC double bond O R dash. So this CH bond is sitting here to form the C double bond O, and there are R dash to form the ketone. So in absence of acid, we can write the mechanism in such a way, and in presence of acids, we have seen the mechanism before this. So this is the Fitzer-Moffett oxidation reactions. Now let's see more examples of this reaction. OH pH, DCC DMSO, it forms pH C double bond O CH3 acetophenone. Then another example, OH O CH3 CH3. Now DCC DMSO in presence of dichloroacetic acid, it forms CHO, this type of aldehyde. So these are the such examples in which secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone and primary alcohol is oxidized to aldehyde by using this DCC DMSO, that is Fischer-Moffatt oxidation reaction. Now these are the oxidation of alcohols. Now in that oxidation we start new point. Let's start the next oxidative cleavage of carbon-carbon double bond by using KN4 or osmium tetroxide, or by using ozone, or we can also use peracid for the oxidative cleavage of carbon-carbon double bond. So let's see first KN4 and osmium tetroxides. So in presence of alkaline KN4, carbon-carbon double bond get oxidized to form the syn-diol. Formation of syn-diol takes place by using KN4 in alkaline condition. And if we used acidic condition, then there is cleavage of carbon-carbon double bond and to form the carbonyl compounds. Yeah, if there is hydrogen on one side, then there is formation of aldehyde, and aldehyde further get oxidized to carboxylic acid. So in acidic condition, KMnO4 gives ketone, yeah, carboxylic acid, and in alkaline condition, that means in basic condition, it gives syn-diol, means syn-dihydroxylation take place in the alkaline KMnO4. As well as we can use osmium tetroxide in presence of sodium hydrogen sulfide, or instead of sodium hydrogen sulfide we can use H2O2, yeah, NMO, N-methyl morpholic N oxide. We also use, instead of this NaHSO3, yeah, H2O2, yeah, NMO, by using osmium tetroxide, and this reagent also gives syn-dihydroxylation. So let's see the mechanism for these reactions by using the KMnO4. So let's take another example and we see the mechanism of that example. Cyclopentene by using KMnO4 in alkaline condition gives cyclopentane diol, OH, H. So this cyclopentane diol is formed plus Mn OH. So this cyclopentane diol is formed. Let's see the mechanism of this reaction. Plus MnO4 potassium permanganate. Now there is a syn addition take place to form the cyclic magnet intermediate. A syn addition occurs to form the cyclic intermediate. This is a cyclic magnet intermediate is formed, and in alkaline condition, in presence of H2O and NaOH, it forms cyclopentane diol, and this manganese compound is formed. Now let's see how this conversion takes place. Here the H2O and OH minus, this takes the proton from the water, and the water attack on manganese, there is formation of O minus. O minus, then protonation again from water to form the OH, O Mn OH double bond O, and there is H2O, OH2, there is plus. Now this bond is sitting here, and this takes the proton from this to form the OH, OH, and there is formation of Mn double bond O, OH, OH. This cyclopentan diol formation takes place by using this KMnO4 in alkaline additions. Now let's see the another example of oxidation by using osmium tetroxide, cyclohexene plus osmium tetroxide. Again, here is a syn addition take place. Let's see the mechanism along with reactions. Okay, so there is a syn addition take place to form the osmate ester. So syn addition to form the such type of osmate ester is again intermediate, and again in another conditions by using H2O2 या sodium bisulfite या N-methyl morpholine per oxide, N-methyl morpholine per oxide या H2O2. Again there is a OH minus attack on this, there is O minus, then there is protonation on OH to form the O osmium double bond O, double bond O, O, OH. Again this bond sitting here, there is formation of osmium double bond oxygen, O minus takes the proton to form the syn diol, OH, OH plus osmium trioxides, and osmium trioxides again by H2O2 it forms osmium tetroxides, or by using NMO, N-methyl morpholine oxide, they also form the osmium tetroxides. So such type of mechanism take place with the help of osmium syn addition take place to form the syn dihydroxyl product. That is, this reaction is also called as syn dihydroxylation reactions. So let's see more example of this. KMnO4 OH minus H2O. So there is exodiol formation take place by the dihydroxylation by using KMnO4. Then another example, malic acid, C double bond C, COOH, COOH, H. Again by using KMnO4 OH minus and water, it gives meso product, that is mesotartaric acid, COOH, OH, OH, COOH. So it gives 2R 3S tartaric acid, that is, it is a mesotartaric acid. If we take fumaric acid, then there is the enantiomeric pair is formed KMnO4 OH minus H2O, it gives COOH OH H HOH COOH and COOH HOH OH HCOOH. So these two isomers are formed. These are the enantiomeric pair is formed by the oxidation of fumaric acid by using chemical in alkaline conditions, and this is the malic acid. So malic acid gives mesotartaric acids, while the fumaric acids gives the two isomers, that is enantiomeric pair of the tartaric acids. Okay. Now the oxidation, same oxidation is carried out by using the per acid. Then by using the per acid, the malic acid gives enantiomeric pairs, while the fumaric acid gives the mesotartaric acid. So by using trifluoro per acetic acids, per acetic acids, if you used for the dihydrogenation, then the dihydrogenation take place according to the anti-additions. The addition take place according to anti-additions, and the malic acid gives these two pairs by using per acids, and the fumaric acid gives the mesotartaric acids by using the per acid. So remember that by using per acid instead of KMnO4, so let's write the examples. Instead of this KMnO4, if we write RCOOH per acid, then it gives OH plus COOH COOH OH OH. These enantiomeric pairs, and for the fumaric acids by using RCOOH, it gives only the mesotartaric acid. So per acid gives addition in the form of anti-additions, and KMnO4 and osmium tetroxides acts across the carbon-carbon double bond in syn manner, while per acid undergo dihydrogenation in anti manner, and therefore malic acid gives two enantiomeric pair, while the fumaric acids in presence of per acid gives the mesotartaric acids. So let's see another example of oxidation. KMnO4 in 18 crown 6. 18 crown 6 ether. Now this is the cyclic ether. In presence of this ether, there is cleavage of this bond take place to form the carbonyl compound here, and there is COOH formation at this place. There is carbonyl at this position, there is formation of carbonyl and carboxylic acid. There is aldehyd further got oxidation to form the carboxylic acid. So this product is formed in 18 crown 6. Means if there is acidic condition, then carbon-carbon bond undergo cleavage to form the carbonyl carboxylic acid, and in alkaline condition it forms the diol. Okay, we will stop here. In next lecture we discuss about the oxidation by using ozone.